Hey y'all, it's me Symone, and I'm here to show you some skincare and the makeup for one of my favorite looks from the show. So let's get into it, baby. First, we're gonna start with the skincare, and I know out there y'all a little bit obsessed with the skin, okay? But you will be probably shocked to know that I don't use that much product on my face. You know, I keep it real simple, real clean, real cute, and effective. First, I use this, the autocorrect, and this is from Sunday Riley. And notice I bring it all the way down, honey. Depuff the cheeks, depuff the under eye, ain't nothing wrong with that. And next, I go in with here, this lovely little CEO cream, or actually this is a serum, excuse me. And I do my little drops upon my face. And this is also another brightening moment here, a little moisture in the face, because I like to look like I am glowing at all times. I noticed when I first started drag, you know, because I was younger, so I was like, oh, you know, I'll just take it off and it'll be fine. But then, as I got a little bit older, I realized that's not cute. The pores are getting clogged, the skin is getting drier, it's just not good. So I had to really hone in and take care of it, especially now, being a full-time queen, you have to take care of your skin because it's the base of everything, and you're putting makeup on it every day for hours on end, so I make sure she is stunning. This right here changed the game. Sometimes you put on a product and it's like, oh, okay, but this, no, this is it. The good genes, baby. If I could bathe in this, I would, and I put it everywhere. I like to go in and moisturize. All right, now that our skincare is done, we can get into the makeup. So I started with my contacts. Brown eyes are lovely and all, but the enchantress, she gotta come on through. The contacts are in. The eyes, the soul, darling. Or wait, what they say? Oh, eyes, window, soul, got it. Okay, now it's time for the primer. And this one I use one size. Next up is foundation. I use the NYX, I Can't Stop, Won't Stop. And I use a liquid. I don't particularly like using a heavy foundation. I'll go back in with concealers and all that stuff. I was using a more yellow toned foundation at first, and I didn't notice. I was just putting it on, you know what I'm saying? And I actually got a YouTube comment that I needed to start using something that was a little bit more red. And I listened, and baby, the transformation is leaps and bounds better. Do not forget your neck. Baby Symone, she forgot her neck on the end of the pictures, you can tell. And now the time has come for concealers, one of my favorite parts of this whole thing. So I use these three lovely girls. We're gonna start with this one in the shade Banana. When I first started doing makeup, I was like, oh, I'm pretty. I don't need to put on all of this, darling. And people will be like, actually, no, you're a drag queen and you need to start wearing a little bit more makeup. And I, of course, was resistant to that thought. As time went on, I was like, maybe they're right. And I feel like my makeup has gotten a lot better because of it. I like to use a well-used beauty blender, if you will. I like the light to hit here the brightest. Because I love my eyes, and I think I have gorgeous eyes. And so I like this to be the brightest and the most concealed. When I was first doing makeup, there wasn't really YouTube around. There weren't that many black gurus, and so I was watching white girls do their makeup. And so I would go to match my foundation colors and things with what was at the drugstore, which was also very minimal. I really taught myself how the colors that I need to use and where to place everything, because there weren't really anyone else there for me to look up to. So I'm glad I kind of get these opportunities to kind of show how I do my thing, so that other people that, you know, look like me can watch and learn, because I didn't really have that. So it's always nice to be that for other people. And from here, I go in with the contour color, and this is Earth. And this is kind of just more of a way for me to confine the brightness where I want it and to really carve out my cheekbones. So I can really map out my face and where I want my shapes to be. And I really try on the edges here to marry the two so that it doesn't look like such a harsh line. Oh, look at that. Oh, she's getting here. Look at that. Oh, oh. So when I first started doing makeup, actually, it would take me about 4 hours to just do the makeup part. Like literally just to do the makeup, it would take me 4 hours. The more I've done it, and of course being on TV, the race, it is truly a race. It's in the name, it's not a joke. We ain't playing around here, okay? So I can do my makeup now in about an hour, hour and a half. And they don't call it the Olympics of drag for nothing, because I'm literally, you see I'm going with this beauty blender on my face like this because it's almost traumatic how quickly we have to get ready. So it's kind of great in a way though, because it's muscle memory now. So I know my face, I know where everything needs to go. Once you have it, you got it. And baby, there's no mistaking, I got it. And I'll go right here. And then I'll go back in with the Earth and do the jawline. Last but certainly not least, I use this little lovely here, Kevin Aquan. I literally do this. Like, you see how much that is? And I just use this concealer right here under the eye and right here because this is where I like once again to be the brightest, and just to help with coverage because I have the issues with those lovely little bags under there. So anything helps, and she is, I tend to think the less is more when it comes to the face products, just simply because I don't want to look too cakey. I like using just enough to get the point across. So just like the concealers, I use 3 different powders to set my face. I like to set the under eye simply because I don't want it to crease. And this is where I use the most powder, just to make sure it's really set in there. I like to have all of this connected and to be the same color. And I'm going with this powder here, the Dark Deep. And now that we've set the whole face, we'll go back in with the highlight powder that I use underneath the eye. And so now it is time for contour, and I have found that the best contour for me is just using eyeshadows because the contour palettes that I found just don't go dark enough. So I just got a palette, I would get a palette like this and use the 2 darkest browns. And I feel like that's more of a natural drag moment. Or as natural as we can get doing drag, you know? For the cheek contour, I'll take a brush like this and go in, and I'll start right up here and make this line just because it's a little bit more precise. You see how that just lifts you all the way up? I want it to be up, up, up. And so this third powder here, this powder, excuse me, that's a little bit more orange. I just go in here. The cheek is more cut out. So we're just bringing everything back. We're bringing everything back that we kind of took away when we did the all over face powder. And now that we've sculpted, contoured with these, I'm gonna go back in over the contours of my face. And so I'll actually take this shade right here. And I guess I consider this the bronzer. And I'll take it, and you'll see here what a difference it made. Didn't I say before I didn't like putting that much makeup on? I guess I lied to y'all. Now that I'm sitting there actually analyzing myself, I lied. I lied. All right, and so now I'm gonna go in and contour my nose real quick. And so I'll go back in with this powder here and take right here. Now, I don't go crazy on the nose contour. I do it enough to, know that it's there and there's a little bit of shadow, but I personally like my nose. I do it enough just to say I done it. Just put it that way. So I'll go in with this one right here. And we will blend, darling. Blend, blend. The powder that we had for the highlight that we use on the right here. Dip cute. And then go on the side. And I'll take it all the way down here. This is an eye primer. And I'll take it, and this will tell me where I want to put my colors on my eye. I usually take this brush before, and I'll go over and kind of, you see the shape being created already? I'll kind of do that. Because the next step is my least favorite step of it all. All right, next is brows. I use this here. I'll take the darkest one and I go little by little. You can always take away, but I try not to make too many big moves. I swear if I'm ever late, this is why. When I first started, beginner's makeup, I used my real brows. Tragedy, a mistake. I just shaved them off and had probably a little bit of a panic attack about it for a little bit. I don't like having like such a harsh line underneath my brow. Define it and then blend it out a little bit. I'll take this here. Now I'm gonna go in with this pomade here from Astoria, OG, and really go in and make it more pronounced. And they never really look like twins. Sometimes they look like sisters. All right, so now it is time for the eyeshadow. And I'm gonna go with this lovely little palette here. I really loved playing with colors and, trying to really find my individuality. I've always kind of been that way. I've never really wanted to look like anyone else. I've always wanted to look like myself. I think that's important when you do drag. I think it's important to find what makes you you and what makes you shine and sparkle. And that was really important to me when I started drag and extra important when I went on the show. I don't know how we went from eyeshadow to that, but I'm gonna take my finger and I'm gonna take these two lovely colors here. I'm gonna blend them together. I'm gonna put them right here. I tend to be more on the quiet side. And so when I was on the runway, I was like, how can I use fashion as a tool to get my point across and say what I want to say? I wanted to say something. And I think when you get a platform and you're on TV and you have the ability to be in front of people and to, in a way, influence how people see you, it's important to take advantage of that. We wouldn't have a lot of things without drag. So it's very important that I felt anyway that I take this opportunity to hone in on that. I'm gonna take this lovely shade and this lovely shade here and start mapping out a crease. Purple is the color of royalty, if you did not know. Don't get it twisted now. It was a long journey for me. I did not always feel that way. Like I said, I was a very shy kid. I was very into myself. So when I found drag, it really gave me a way to voice how I felt and how I saw the world. Fashion and hair and clothes was my way of expressing myself. I'm gonna go in with a little lighter, this right here, to kind of blend here. So it's just a little bit more, to teach a bit more dimension. I'm gonna take this lovely here. I go in. And now, I'm gonna go with the trusty dusty eyeliner. I use a pen, and you see how I kind of went in here with the purple to kind of already get that here. I'm gonna follow that line with this color. I'm kind of going in and reinforcing it with a shadow. Going to take a darker, this is dark purple here, and inch ever so slightly, just, you know, I'll do tiny strokes. Get the desired shape where we want it to be. And I've kind of worked from the lightest to the darkest. I find that to be the easiest to do. Really lay down the groundwork so that the darkness can make this pop more. Look at that! Gorgeous girl, arriving to the ball. And I'm gonna go in with the black here, but I'm just gonna take it right here. And just blend, darling. Working with this. Now it is time for lashes. I have these big daddies, but I love a huge lash. I just think, I mean, it covers pretty much all the work I just did, but the lashes are great. Now this drag trick is a real, like, this is some drag stuff right here. I use a hair bond, a weave bond glue. Now I'm gonna take a big old fluffy brush and I'm just gonna wipe away all that powder. And I like, you see I use the whole time to bake because I like the colors to really stick into the skin. So usually from here I would do my blush and then my highlighter, but today, this lovely, well-used Fenty Beauty combo here. And this is for the highlight and it'll bring color back into the face as well. Ariana actually, shout out, hey girl, actually DM'd me on Instagram and told me how so very proud she was of me and how it was amazing to see me on the show. And I literally, kid you not, lost my mind 5 a.m. in the morning. I was on my way to shooting one of my looks for the show actually, and I got that DM and was like, what? She's like one of my biggest idols. So for her to say that and to like know that she's watching and supporting me was so fabulous. And I'm gonna take this one right here and go right here. Anytime I do a highlighter, I try to do at least two, one darker, so that the whole thing is highlighted, but the light really hits in that one particular spot, as you can see. And for this particular lip, we're gonna go in with 3 lovely little products here. And I love to line my lips first. And I start usually right here. And now that we are lined, we're gonna go in with the color. So last but certainly not least is the gloss part. And it's my favorite part. It makes the lips look so dry for one. And then also it makes them look so much bigger. So I'm gonna go with my sister Gigi's lip gloss. So I'm gonna take it, put it on actually my finger. Gorgeous. Then I will take the beauty sponge, the back end of it, and just really pat it in. All right, my divas, the makeup is done. Now it's time to get into the garment. Are you ready? Oh, I know you're ready. Hold on, let me get back. I'll be back in a minute, hold on. Hey y'all, I am back all glammed from head to toe. And I am in my drag eleganza, drag excellence dress from the show. I've had such a great time doing my makeup here with you guys and getting into full regalia. I hope you enjoyed yourselves and hopefully I'll be seeing you lovely divas soon. Bye y'all.